As Luo Feng prepared to leave Blazing Water Lake, he suddenly noticed a dazzling golden streak flying toward him at incredible speed. Although Luo Feng had reduced his divine body to only 10 meters tall to stay inconspicuous, the newcomer made no attempt to hide. He remained an enormous 1,000 kilometers tall, making his presence impossible to ignore. The moment Luo Feng saw the figure's appearance, his expression changed slightly. 4 faces and 16 arms. He immediately recognized the identity of the newcomer. This must be someone from the Purple Moon Holy Land. To better understand why Luo Feng became cautious, it's worth knowing a little about the Purple Moon Holy Land itself. Among the countless forces scattered throughout the universe ocean, the 2 Holy Lands stood above everyone else. Purple Moon Holy Land was one of those 2 supreme powers. Within it, the Purple Moon clan ruled absolutely, while several smaller races served, merely as subordinate clans with far fewer resources and much less influence. Even their bloodlines reflected this hierarchy. The purest members possessed 8 faces and 24 arms. The next rank had 4 faces and 16 arms, followed by those with 3 faces and 8 arms. Ordinary members had only a single face and 2 arms. However, once someone reached the level of a universe master, bloodline status no longer mattered. At that stage, strength alone determined one's standing. Another interesting point is that although the Holy Lands had existed for countless reincarnation eras, they could never produce a universe supreme master because their miniature universes imposed a natural limit. Every universe master eventually reached the peak of what was possible. Even so, they were still terrifyingly powerful. Having cultivated for tens or even hundreds of reincarnation eras, almost every universe master from the Holy Lands had mastered supreme techniques. That immense accumulation of experience made them vastly stronger than most experts from the 3 reincarnation eras. Luo Feng couldn't help admiring that fact. They're not necessarily more talented, he thought calmly. They've simply had far more time to cultivate. It's an interesting reminder that in cultivation, as in many fields, time and experience can sometimes matter just as much as natural talent. Soon, Luo Feng identified the approaching expert. It was Sealed Huller Master. Among the hundreds of universe masters belonging to the Purple Moon clan, Sealed Huller Master ranked around the middle. Yet even that placed him on roughly the same level as Star River Master and 5 Chaos Master. Within Purple Moon Holy Land, universe masters were generally divided into 3 levels. The lowest level consisted of experts comparable to Ice Mountain Master. Above them stood elite experts similar to Primal Chaos City Leader. At the very peak were those who possessed supreme true treasures. Just this comparison revealed how extraordinary the Holy Land truly was. Even its weakest universe masters were considered top tier by the standards of the outside world. Soon, Sealed Huller Master stopped in front of Luo Feng. So you're the famous Silver Wings Horde leader from the Primal Universe? Luo Feng smiled politely and greeted him with respect. Although Luo Feng wasn't afraid of battle, he had no desire to provoke. Purple Moon Holy Land. Unlike many experts from the first reincarnation era, whose approaching doomsday had driven them toward desperation, the Holy Land experts had no fear of extinction. Each one behaved according to their own personality. Some were friendly, others ruthless, but nearly all carried an unmistakable sense of pride. Sealed Huller Master's eyes quickly landed on Luo Feng's silver wings. I've heard your wings are quite remarkable. For a brief moment, Luo Feng became alert. His Shi Wu Wings had already attracted enormous attention. Across the universe ocean, anyone who knew their value might be tempted to seize them. Fortunately, Sealed Huller Master merely laughed. What? Are you worried I'll rob you? There are countless experts carrying precious treasures throughout the universe. Ocean, am I supposed to steal from all of them? Then he casually continued. This region belongs to Purple Moon Holy Land. Since you're only passing through, leave quickly. Luo Feng secretly breathed a sigh of relief. I was only passing by. I'll leave immediately. After exchanging a final smile, Luo Feng transformed into a streak of light and disappeared into the distance. As he continued flying across Blazing Water Lake, Luo Feng reflected on the encounter. Compared with Yin Tuo and 5 Chaos Master, Sealed Huller Master had been surprisingly reasonable. Thinking about it carefully, Luo Feng understood why. The experts of the first reincarnation era lived under the constant shadow of eventual destruction. That pressure had made many of them ruthless and desperate. The Holy Land experts, however, had no such burden. Without the fear of extinction, they could afford to remain far calmer. Not long afterward, Luo Feng sensed space ripples beginning to appear around him. Without hesitation, he activated one of his powerful domain treasures. Golden Kingdom! An endless sea of golden light instantly spread outward, covering nearly 10 light-years. Only then did Luo Feng finally regain the ability to teleport. Although teleportation was possible throughout much of Blazing Water Lake, nearly 100 dangerous regions completely blocked spatial movement. Some frozen areas contained no space ripples at all, making teleportation impossible. Fortunately, Luo Feng managed to teleport several hundred light-years in one leap before entering another frozen region, filled with countless icy streams. Each stream possessed power comparable to an ordinary Universe Master's full-strength attack. With no way to teleport farther, Luo Feng continued flying patiently. Even someone as powerful as Hugh Jack's creator would require thousands, or even millions of years to fully explore certain dangerous regions within Universe Boat. By Luo Feng's estimate, crossing Blazing Water Lake alone would still require at least 1 or 2 months. Meanwhile, news of the astonishing battle inside God-destroying valley spread like wildfire across the entire First Reincarnation era. Everywhere, Universe Masters discussed the unbelievable rumors. Luo Feng seriously injured Yin Tuo? He even destroyed 5 Chaos Masters Battle Body and Ultimate Arrow Master? His silver wings actually suppressed Water Ripple Prison? Could those wings really be comparable to Extermination Godly Armor? Because Yin Tuo himself had revealed the information while recovering from his injuries. Very few doubted its authenticity. Soon the news reached the Divine Eye clan. By then, 3 full days had already passed since 5 Chaos Master and Ultimate Arrow Master entered the lava ocean. 12 Universe Masters immediately gathered outside 5 Chaos Masters' Black Palace. The moment 5 Chaos Master appeared, they bombarded him with questions. Has your battle body really been destroyed? Was Luo Feng responsible? Already concentrating every ounce of his consciousness on surviving inside the lava ocean, 5 Chaos Master exploded in anger. Leave, all of you, leave immediately! His furious voice echoed throughout the palace. My battle body hasn't been destroyed yet. It's trapped inside the lava ocean, fighting for survival every second. Every bit of my concentration is focused there. Don't distract me! Realizing the seriousness of the situation, the others immediately withdrew. However, only half a day later, even worse news arrived. Ultimate Arrow Master's avatar suddenly disappeared. Before vanishing completely, he left behind only a single sentence. Kill Silver Wings Horde leader Luo Feng. Avenge me. Then his consciousness vanished forever. That final message confirmed everyone's worst fears. Ultimate Arrow Master had truly fallen. As for 5 Chaos Master, no one dared interrupt him again. Everyone understood that he was still trapped inside one of the deadliest places in the Universe Boat, fighting desperately to stay alive. Deep within the endless lava ocean, the once magnificent Forbidden Palace was barely holding together. Its surface was covered in countless cracks, and 4 enormous holes pierced completely through its structure. Inside the damaged palace, 5 Chaos Master clenched his fists so tightly that his entire body trembled. His eyes burned with fury as only one name echoed repeatedly through his mind. Luo Feng, Silver Wings Horde leader, I must survive. No matter what happens, I will survive. The shocking news about Luo Feng's victory did not spread instantly across the entire universe ocean. Instead, it traveled gradually from one force to another. However, among the races of the First Reincarnation era, information spread at an astonishing speed. This happened because the communication networks of the 2 Holy Lands were incredibly advanced, and many powerful factions maintained close ties with the Purple Moon Holy Land. This highlights an important point about large civilizations. The stronger an organization becomes, the more efficient its intelligence network becomes. In wars, information itself can become one of the greatest weapons. Just 2 days after the Divine Eye clan received Yin Tuo's report, or 4 days, after 5 Chaos Master had escaped the lava ocean, the astonishing news finally reached the Purple Moon Holy Land. Inside the legendary Purple Moon Cliff, one of the most sacred gathering places of the Purple Moon clan. More than 100 universe masters were casually chatting beneath the mysterious purple moon. These ancient beings possessed almost endless lifespans, so gathering together and discussing events for thousands, or even 10,000 years was perfectly normal for them. Suddenly, a silver-robed woman with 3 heads and 8 arms shouted excitedly, "I've got huge news! Absolutely huge news!" Immediately, everyone turned toward her. What happened? "Tell us!" She announced that Silver Wing Horde leader, Luo Feng, had severely injured. Yinto and trapped, both 5 Chaos Master and Ultimate, Arrow Master inside the deadly, God-destroying valley after the appearance of the molten lava devil, God. According to the rumors, the latter 2 had already perished. The entire gathering fell silent. What? 5 Chaos Master? Defeated? Many immediately contacted their acquaintances. Throughout the first reincarnation era, piece by piece, the information was confirmed. One Universe Master reported, "I contacted someone from the Divine Eye clan. He couldn't confirm it personally, but none of their higher-ups denied the rumors." That silence alone was enough to convince everyone that something catastrophic had truly happened. Soon another astonishing detail emerged. Luo Feng's Silver Wings had actually suppressed 5 Chaos Masters' Water Ripple prison. Since Luo Feng's divine power was clearly weaker, this meant the wings themselves possessed terrifying strength, possibly rivaling the legendary Extermination God armor and second only to Supreme True Treasures. This completely changed the atmosphere. Moments earlier, everyone had merely been discussing surprising news. Now, greed began to take over. Such a treasure is too valuable. It shouldn't belong to someone like him. I'll take those wings myself. Count me in. This reaction reveals an important lesson about power. Extraordinary achievements earn admiration, but extraordinary treasures often attract envy. In a world where strength determines status, possessing something priceless can make someone the target of countless powerful enemies. The Purple Moon. Holy Land contained every kind of personality. Some universe masters were calm and honorable, while others had become cruel and ruthless after endless ages of life. Without fear of death, unable to break through to the level of Universe Supreme Master, many had slowly descended into obsession and madness. Among the crowd, one golden-haired Universe Master quietly whispered, "Luo Feng!" Without another word, he disappeared through teleportation. Meanwhile, inside the all-god sector of Purple Moon Holy Land, where the Universe Masters lived, Pankey Master hurried toward Seal Huller Master's palace. "Seal Huller! Seal Huller!" Seal Huller stepped outside with a smile. "What brings you here?" "We need to talk." Inside the palace, Pankey Master quickly explained everything that had happened. As he described Luo Feng's incredible treasure, excitement filled his eyes. "Seal Huller, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Blazing Water Lake belongs to our territory. There are only a few Universe Masters nearby. If we seize Luo Feng's wings, we'll obtain a treasure second only to Supreme True Treasures. With such a treasure, controlling space itself would become effortless." Seal Huller Master's eyes immediately lit up. Pancake continued, "The news is spreading everywhere. Other Universe Masters will soon hear about it too. If we hesitate, someone else will claim the prize." Seal Huller nodded without hesitation. "You're right. We move immediately." Then came the most important question. "Where is Luo Feng?" Seal Huller calmly answered, "I met him only a few days ago. Based on the direction he was traveling, I can estimate his current location. Tell Yuya to intercept him while we surround him from different directions." Previously, Seal Huller had known Luo Feng possessed an impressive pair of wings capable of suppressing domain-type true treasures. But now everything had changed. If those wings could overpower even 5 Chaos Masters' pinnacle domain treasure, despite Luo Feng's weaker divine power, then they were far more precious than anyone had imagined. How could he possibly ignore such an opportunity? Elsewhere inside the Divine Eye clan's miniature universe, anxiety continued to spread. Dozens of Universe Masters waited outside 5 Chaos Masters' palace. Ultimate Arrow Master is already dead. But what about 5 Chaos Master? No one knows. Maybe his original body has fallen. Or maybe he's still desperately fighting to survive. No one dared interrupt him. Everyone understood that if 5 Chaos Master truly died, The Divine Eye clan would lose not only one of its strongest leaders, but also the legendary extermination god armor. Meanwhile, at the boundary between the lava ocean and blazing water lake, the twisted space suddenly exploded with violent energy. An enormous beast burst from the endless lava. It possessed multiple terrifying heads, countless wings, powerful hooves, and 9 enormous tails. Molten lava dripped continuously from its burning body, making it resemble an ancient creature born from destruction itself. Then, before anyone could react, the beast rapidly shrank. Its enormous body transformed back into a set of strange, black armor surrounding a familiar figure. 5 Chaos Master. He had survived. His armor was badly scarred and madness burned within his eyes. Throwing back his head, he roared toward the heavens. "I survived!" His furious voice shook both the surrounding space and the blazing water lake itself. For 5 straight days, he had endured despair, rage, and unimaginable suffering inside the lava ocean. Now he had finally escaped alive. Although his forbidden palace had been destroyed, his priceless extermination god armor had protected him until the very end. Even that legendary armor had suffered damage. Looking down at the scars covering it, 5 Chaos Master clenched his fists. "I regret it. I should have unleashed my strongest 5 beast extermination technique the moment I met Luo Feng." His regret quickly transformed into overwhelming hatred. "I'm alive. And Luo Feng, I'll make you understand what true regret feels like." From his point of view, this was no longer simply about revenge. It was about restoring his pride. If he allowed Luo Feng to escape after humiliating him so completely, the entire universe ocean would believe that. 5 Chaos Master feared a younger opponent. That was something he could never accept. Without wasting another second, he entered the palace-type spaceship left behind by Ultimate Arrow Master. The spacecraft shot forward at incredible speed, disappearing into the icy waters of blazing water lake. At almost the very same moment, another report arrived. A beautiful woman with 3 different faces activated her. Domain-type true treasure before sending a message. "Seal Huller. Panke, I've reached the second coordinate. I found him. Luo Feng is exactly where you predicted." "How?" The wind howled as though it had gone completely mad, and every gust sliced through the air like countless invisible blades. Sealed Huller Master looked at Luo Feng and called out confidently, "Silver Wings Horde Leader, no matter how much you struggle, there is no escape. You're only wasting your time. I'm willing to exchange 3 pinnacle true treasures for your wings treasure. Do we have a deal?" Luo Feng simply sneered. "Sealed Huller Master, don't you think you're being a little too confident? I'm flying inside this cold air region, while you're still more than a light year away from me. Since space is completely frozen here, teleportation is impossible. We can only fly normally, and reaching me would still take you several days. You think you can catch me? Keep dreaming." At this point in the story, it's worth noticing how Luo Feng isn't relying purely on strength. He's taking advantage of the battlefield itself. In dangerous situations, understanding the environment can sometimes be more valuable than raw power. 3 full days had already passed since Luo Feng became the target of the Purple Moon Holy Land. It all began when Yuya Master appeared to sabotage him. Only 1 day later, Pancake Master joined the pursuit. Then Sealed Huller Master himself arrived, bringing with him the powerful pinnacle, domain-type true treasure, known as the Nebula Lamp. Even under the overwhelming suppression of Golden Kingdom, the Nebula Lamp was still capable of maintaining control over its own surrounding domain. Luo Feng calmly analyzed his opponents. Yuya Master and Pancake Master were both slightly weaker, with strength roughly comparable to Third Uncle's level. However, Sealed Huller Master was an entirely different opponent. His strength was comparable to 5 Chaos Master, and his Nebula Lamp was even slightly stronger than 5 Chaos. Master's Water Ripple Prison. Luo Feng immediately realized how dangerous his situation had become. The 3 Universe Masters were surrounding him from 3 different directions. Once Sealed Huller Master closed the distance, they could execute a technique similar to a miniature universe and completely seal off his escape. Luo Feng couldn't help but sigh inwardly. Powerful treasures truly attract endless greed. As the saying goes, people die for wealth just as birds die for food. He had always known that once Shi Wu Wings revealed their full abilities, they would become the target of countless powerful experts. What surprised him wasn't the greed itself. It was just how quickly the news had spread. Even so, Luo Feng wasn't frightened. Instead, a cold smile appeared on his face. In his opinion, Sealed Huller Master and the others had become far too confident. They believed they could trap him. Luo Feng believed otherwise. Meanwhile, Yuya Master, Pancake Master, and Sealed Huller Master were becoming increasingly anxious. Yuya Master admitted the truth. Luo Feng has remained inside the cold air region the entire time. Teleportation doesn't work here, and although I'm the closest to him, Golden Kingdom suppresses everything around me. I can't suppress him in return. Pancake is even weaker, and Sealed Huller is still over a light year away. Every time he advances, Luo Feng simply retreats. No matter what we do, we can't close the distance. The pursuit had already continued for 3 days. Pancake Master looked toward Sealed Huller Master. Can you destroy Golden Kingdom? Luo Feng himself isn't overwhelmingly powerful, but with Golden Kingdom supporting him, both Yuya and I are constantly at a disadvantage. Sealed Huller Master could only shake his head. Golden Kingdom is simply too powerful. I can barely resist its suppression around myself. But the two of you are too far away, and I can't extend my influence over such a great distance. Destroying Golden Kingdom is impossible. Even someone as powerful as Sealed Huller Master admitted there was nothing he could do. Finally, he reached only one conclusion. We'll have to wait until Luo Feng leaves the cold air region. The moment he teleports elsewhere, we'll immediately catch up. But Pancake Master wasn't optimistic. Luo Feng isn't that foolish. Are we really going to keep wasting time here? Sealed Huller Master clenched his teeth. For now, we wait. The cold air region itself wasn't considered one of blazing flames, Lake's most terrifying locations. Out of more than 100 dangerous regions, this one was actually fairly ordinary. Its widest point measured around 3 light years across, while its narrowest point was about 1.8 light years. Luo Feng simply continued circling inside it. As he flew, his voice echoed through Golden Kingdom. Sealed Huller Master, as long as I keep at least 1 light year away from you, none of you can touch me. I'm not foolish enough to leave this place. Even if more Universe Masters arrive, they'll still accomplish nothing. Sealed Huller Master decided to change tactics. Instead of threatening Luo Feng, he tried persuading him. Human Luo Feng, your wings treasure is far too valuable for someone at your current level. News has already spread throughout universe. Ocean, soon nearly 100 major factions will know exactly what your wings can do. If you were already an invincible expert, nobody would dare covet them. But you're still a newly risen Universe Master. Many people will attempt to take your treasure. I'm offering 3 pinnacle true treasures in exchange. Others may simply choose to kill you. His words weren't entirely unreasonable. The stronger a treasure became, the more enemies it attracted. However, Yuya Master had no interest in negotiation. He shouted angrily, "Human, you're driving us crazy! If we summoned a dozen Universe Masters from Purple Moon Holy Land, you wouldn't have the slightest chance of escaping. Even Huge Axe Creator couldn't save you." Pancake Master added, "Trade your treasure with us. Everyone benefits." Of course, none of them actually wanted additional Universe Masters to arrive. More allies would also mean more people demanding a share of Shi Wu Wings afterward. Luo Feng immediately saw through their intentions. He laughed. "So one of you offers sweet words while the other uses threats. If anyone wants my wings, stop talking and prove your strength." His answer never changed. Power alone would decide everything. At that very moment, Golden Kingdom collided once again with the nebula lamp. Golden light and endless rings of beautiful nebula expanded across the frozen battlefield. The violent collision between these 2 pinnacle domains generated terrifying shockwaves that spread across multiple light years. Those enormous disturbances soon attracted yet another powerful expert. 8 days had now passed since Luo Feng entered the cold air region. Looking toward the sky, he patiently waited for an opportunity. If this continues much longer, I may have to wait until the fires consume this frozen region. Suddenly, his expression changed. Because Golden Kingdom extended far beyond the cold air region itself, Luo Feng instantly sensed a familiar presence approaching its boundary. 5 Chaos Master. Luo Feng's eyes immediately filled with killing intent. Through Golden Kingdom, his voice thundered across the battlefield. 5 Chaos Master. I can't believe you're still alive. How fortunate. You truly have my admiration. 5 Chaos Master answered coldly. I admire you as well. I never expected you to survive Lava Ocean. I thought this body of yours would already be gone. Luo Feng snorted. If even you survived, why wouldn't I? My life will certainly outlast yours. 5 Chaos Master laughed coldly. I've already lived through nearly 3 reincarnation eras. At your rate, you won't even survive this one. Although their conversation sounded calm, every sentence carried overwhelming killing intent. Both wanted the other dead. Deep inside, 5 Chaos Master still looked down on Luo Feng, considering him nothing more than an arrogant junior. Luo Feng, however, showed no fear whatsoever. With Shi Wu Wings and Star Tower protecting him, even facing a Universe Supreme Master wouldn't shake his confidence. Without another word, 5 Chaos Master attacked. He transformed into a streak of light while unleashing countless blade rays toward Golden Kingdom. This time he activated the core blade sector, the pinnacle domain treasure that had once belonged to Ultimate Arrow Master. Although Ultimate Arrow Master had fallen, his treasured weapon continued fighting under 5 Chaos Masters' control. The core blade sector wasn't as powerful as Water Ripple Prison, mainly because Ultimate Arrow Master himself had been weaker. But in 5 Chaos Masters' hands, it became a terrifying force capable of directly contesting Golden Kingdom. As the two domains clashed, 5 Chaos Master suddenly recognized another familiar treasure. The Nebula Lamp? Sealed Huller Master? From over a light year away, Sealed Huller Master immediately responded. Ultimate Arrow Master? Only after speaking did the misunderstanding clear up. I am 5 Chaos. Haha, so you survived. Sealed Huller Master felt both relieved and frustrated. Relieved because another powerful ally had arrived. Frustrated because another competitor now wanted Shi Wu Wings. 5 Chaos Master quickly proposed an alliance. None of you can trap Luo Feng alone. If you and I attack from opposite directions, one of us will eventually block his escape. After we capture him, we'll discuss how to divide the treasures. Sealed Huller Master nodded. Agreed. Without wasting another second, both Universe Masters charged toward Luo Feng simultaneously from opposite directions. Seeing 2 top experts working together, Luo Feng laughed loudly. To make a divine eye, clan expert, and a purple moon, holy land. Expert joined forces against me. I should almost feel honored. But if you think that's enough to take my wings, you're dreaming. Even while laughing, Luo Feng acted immediately. He shot upward at top speed. He clearly understood the situation. Against one opponent, he could always keep his distance. Against 2 coordinated experts, that advantage would eventually disappear. So before the trap fully closed around him, Luo Feng decided it was finally time to make his move. The 2 experts watched him carefully. He flew upward. He flew upward. At this moment, Luo Feng had become completely surrounded. Meanwhile, throughout Universe Ocean, the news about Luo Feng continued spreading across the 2 Holy Land universes, the 3 reincarnation eras, and eventually reached the human race itself. When Void Goldmaster heard the report, his eyes widened in complete disbelief. What? Where did this news come from? Wasn't Luo Feng supposed to be exploring the outer region of Universe Boat? The atmosphere inside Hong Alliance City's virtual universe was unusually tense. Inside the Grand Palace, numerous Universe Masters had gathered after hearing an unbelievable rumor. Firestone Master looked around the hall and said with concern that he had just received news from the 2nd reincarnation era since Luo Feng had once helped him. He was worried that Luo Feng might truly be in danger. At first, however, almost no one believed the report. Void Goldmaster immediately shook his head, insisting that it had to be false. He reminded everyone that Primal Chaos City leader had personally warned Luo Feng not to enter the inner regions of Universe Boat. In his opinion, Luo Feng was simply not strong enough to enter God-destroying Valley, let alone battle a terrifying expert like 5 Chaos Master. Hearing this, the other Universe Masters nodded in agreement. After all, 5 Chaos Master possessed strength comparable to Primal Chaos City leader himself, making the rumor seem almost impossible. But Pengong Master chose not to dismiss it so quickly. Calmly, he explained that he had connections within Purple Moon Holy Land and would verify the information himself. This highlights an important lesson in both leadership and strategy. True, experts never rely on rumors alone. They verify information before reaching a conclusion. Moments later, Pengong Master's expression became serious. He confirmed that every part of the shocking news was true. Luo Feng had indeed entered the terrifying, god-destroying valley, where he fought Yin Tuo, 5 Chaos Master, and Ultimate Arrow Master. Then the molten lava devil god suddenly appeared, severely injuring Yin Tuo, forcing 5 Chaos Master and Ultimate Arrow Master into the deadly lava ocean. Ultimate Arrow Master had perished, while 5 Chaos Master barely survived after suffering enormous losses. The entire palace fell silent. Every Universe Master was stunned. Even Void Gold Master couldn't hide his disbelief and asked Pengong Master whether he was absolutely certain. Pengong Master simply nodded before immediately summoning Primal Chaos City Leader. Without wasting a second, Primal Chaos City Leader called Luo Feng into the virtual universe. As Luo Feng appeared, everyone respectfully greeted him as the Milky Way Horde Leader. Previously, many had underestimated him because he had only recently become a Universe Master. But after hearing about his incredible achievements, every trace of doubt had vanished. Respect had completely replaced their earlier opinions. Primal Chaos City Leader looked directly at Luo Feng and asked whether the reports were true. Luo Feng calmly confirmed everything. He explained that Yin Tuo had been kicked twice by the molten lava devil god, leaving both his divine body and golden sulfone armor heavily damaged. Ultimate Arrow Master had truly fallen, and even 5 Chaos Master had paid an enormous price to escape the lava ocean alive. The hall was filled with amazement. Then Primal Chaos City Leader asked the question everyone wanted answered. What about you? Luo Feng answered honestly that he had also been forced to pass through the lava ocean to survive. This immediately alarmed everyone present. Passing through the lava ocean was practically a death sentence. But Luo Feng revealed an even worse situation. Although he had successfully reached Blazing Water Lake, he was now being hunted by 4 powerful Universe Masters: Sealed Huller Master, Pinnacle Master, Yuya Master, and 5 Chaos Master himself. Even while speaking inside the virtual universe, his real body was still fleeing for its life. Primal Chaos City Leader frowned deeply. Even if he wanted to help, Blazing Water Lake was simply too far away. Reaching it would require decades. While Huge Axe Creator was currently exploring another dangerous region, there was simply no one capable of arriving in time. Luo Feng, however, remained remarkably calm. He reassured his teacher that 5 Chaos Master would never stop chasing him until one of them died. If necessary, he would sacrifice his original body and fight without holding anything back. Since he was still escaping, he could not remain distracted any longer. After bowing respectfully, Luo Feng disappeared from the virtual universe. The hall remained silent. Even Primal Chaos City Leader and Pengong Master could do nothing except worry. Meanwhile, the other Universe Masters could only admire Luo Feng's astonishing achievements. Indirectly causing Ultimate Arrow Master's death was already unbelievable. Now he was simultaneously resisting 5 Chaos Master and experts from Purple Moon Holy Land. It was something very few beings in the Universe Ocean could ever accomplish. Back in Blazing Water Lake, the chase continued. 5 Chaos Master roared furiously, declaring that he would never continue adventuring in Universe Ocean unless he personally killed Luo Feng. Luo Feng immediately fired back, telling him to stop wasting words and actually prove his strength through battle. The pursuit intensified. Luo Feng flew higher and higher into the sky while Pan-Ki Master and Yuya Master chased from below. Farther behind, 5 Chaos Master and Sealed Huller Master rapidly closed the distance. Soon they reached the terrifying frozen lake fire. This ancient flame had existed for countless ages, freezing the entire Blazing Water Lake whenever it surged downward. Even top-tier palace true treasures could crack under its unimaginable cold. Without hesitation, Luo Feng entered his Crimson Pyramid and flew directly into the frozen lake fire. Pan-Ki Master and Yuya Master followed inside their own palace-type treasure. Not willing to fall behind, 5 Chaos Master transformed his extermination. Godly armor into the powerful 5 Beast God and charged in as well. Sealed Huller Master soon followed inside his Pinnacle Palace true treasure. As everyone pursued Luo Feng, something unexpected happened. Instead of accelerating, Luo Feng deliberately began slowing down. Pan-Ki Master and Yuya Master found this extremely strange, but Sealed Huller Master simply ordered them to continue following, explaining that ahead lay the infamous road to desperation. In his opinion, Luo Feng had already trapped himself. Meanwhile, 5 Chaos Master rapidly closed the gap. 60 billion kilometers, 50 billion, 40 billion, 10 billion, 1 billion. Only 100 million kilometers remained. 5 Chaos Master confidently declared that Luo Feng was seeking death. But Luo Feng calmly asked whether 5 Chaos Master knew what lay ahead. 5 Chaos Master answered confidently. The road to desperation. Luo Feng nodded before revealing its true name. The 12 Abysses. These terrifying abysses continuously produced and absorbed the frozen lake fire, maintaining a deadly balance. They formed one of Universe Boat's most terrifying natural disasters. Only Universe Supreme Masters had any hope of surviving there. Even Universe Masters possessing supreme true treasures refused to enter. As Luo Feng approached the massive abyss, an enormous whirlpool and black hole generated overwhelming gravitational force. Even with Star Tower and Golden Kingdom, resisting its pull required everything he had. 5 Chaos Master laughed, convinced Luo Feng was merely trying to scare him. The closer they approached the abyss, the stronger the gravitational force became, and 5 Chaos Master believed his own strength far surpassed Luo Feng's. Then Luo Feng quietly spoke his final warning. Don't regret following me. 5 Chaos Master ignored it and launched his attack. At that exact moment, Luo Feng made his move. Since he could not defeat 5 Chaos Master through direct combat, he chose a far more dangerous strategy. His miniature universe suddenly expanded, trapping both himself and 5 Chaos Master together. The terrifying gravitational force instantly swallowed everything. The miniature universe shattered under the overwhelming pressure. Only then did 5 Chaos Master realize the truth. He desperately tried to escape, but it was already too late. As both of them were dragged toward the endless abyss, Luo Feng's calm voice echoed around him. It is my honor to walk the road to desperation together with 5 Chaos Master. Silence filled the battlefield. Outside the abyss, only Pan-K Master's silver sphere and sealed Huller Master's palace remained. Everyone stared in complete shock. Even Universe Masters carrying supreme true treasures avoided the road to desperation at all costs. Yet Luo Feng had willingly entered it while dragging one of the strongest experts in the universe ocean down with him. Pan-K Master and Yuya Master could only call him a complete madman. Sealed Huller Master silently stared at the endless abyss before finally realizing just how dangerous Luo Feng truly was. At that moment, he no longer cared about obtaining the Wings' treasure. Instead, he felt grateful for only one thing. Fortunately, Luo Feng had chosen 5 Chaos Master instead of him. The Deep Abyss truly lived up to its terrifying reputation. Unlike the lava ocean, which still offered the faintest chance of survival to those willing to gamble with fate, the Deep Abyss was known throughout the universe ocean as the road to desperation. Once someone fell inside, there was virtually no hope of ever returning, as both the Crimson, Pyramid, and the 5-Beast God were dragged deeper into the endless darkness. 5 Chaos Master suddenly burst into loud laughter. Instead of struggling any longer, he accepted his fate. He admitted that Luo Feng had completely exceeded his expectations. In his eyes, Luo Feng was still a young cultivator who had lived for only a tiny fraction of his own lifespan. Yet after narrowly escaping the lava ocean, Luo Feng had actually chosen to throw himself into an even deadlier place, just to drag his enemy down with him. 5 Chaos Master explained that their situations were completely different. He had already lived through nearly 3 reincarnation eras. His race was approaching its inevitable destruction, and unless one of their Universe Supreme Masters found a way to transcend reincarnation, extinction was unavoidable. This constant pressure was exactly why experts from the first reincarnation era fought with such desperation. They had nothing left to lose. This is an important insight into the psychology of powerful cultivators. Those with endless futures often treasure their lives, while those standing at the edge of extinction become fearless because survival is no longer guaranteed. 5 Chaos Master openly admitted that although he had dared to challenge Luo Feng, he never imagined Luo Feng would possess the courage to gamble everything and drag them both into certain death. He confessed that even though they would likely meet again through their remaining clone bodies, he would never underestimate Luo Feng ever again. For the first time, he acknowledged Luo Feng as a true equal. From inside the Crimson Pyramid, Luo Feng calmly replied that he felt honored to finally earn 5 Chaos Masters' respect. After all, until this moment, 5 Chaos Master had never truly considered him a worthy opponent. Even while facing death, the two legendary experts continued exchanging words. 5 Chaos Master confidently stated that, although he would lose his strongest battle, body, and many valuable treasures, his remaining bodies still possessed numerous pinnacle true treasures. His overall strength would only decrease slightly. Then he mocked Luo Feng. Without the silver wings and his palace treasure, how would Luo Feng ever defend himself the next time they met? Luo Feng answered with complete confidence. He reminded 5 Chaos Master that his cultivation journey had only just begun. By the time they crossed paths again, he believed his own strength would have already surpassed 5 Chaos Masters. Even without relying on the silver wings, he would eventually defeat him through pure power alone. 5 Chaos Masters simply laughed. The deeper they descended, the more terrifying the gravitational force became. Unlike the violent crushing force inside the lava ocean, the deep abyss resembled an unimaginably powerful black hole whose attraction increased endlessly with every passing moment. Soon, even 5 Chaos Master could no longer maintain the powerful 5 Beast God formation. One scale after another began breaking apart. Then hundreds, then thousands. The magnificent extermination godly armor completely disintegrated into countless separate scales, each pulled away by the overwhelming gravitational force. With the armor collapsing, 5 Chaos Master's true body was finally exposed. Yet instead of fear, he laughed. An instant later, the terrifying gravitational force ripped apart his divine body completely. 5 Chaos Master was annihilated. His world ring, space ring, treasures, materials, and countless valuable possessions exploded into the surrounding darkness. Under the pressure of the deep abyss, ordinary true treasures, senior true treasures, top-tier true treasures, and priceless materials were all crushed into nothingness. Only the strongest treasures managed to survive. The extermination godly armor, the core of the blade sector, the water ripple prison, and the mysterious black pendant remained completely intact as they continued, falling deeper into the abyss. From within the Crimson Pyramid, Luo Feng quietly offered his final farewell. Rest in peace, 5 Chaos Master. Using the Golden Kingdom, Luo Feng attempted to pull the surviving treasures toward himself, but the gravitational force of the deep abyss was simply too overwhelming. Even the Golden Kingdom had absolutely no ability to control them. Everyone and everything continued accelerating toward the unknown depths. Suddenly, Luo Feng noticed an enormous black object hidden beneath the darkness. A moment later, the surviving treasures slammed violently into it. The collision sent every treasure flying off in different directions. Luo Feng immediately noticed the mysterious black pendant changing course. Realizing how extraordinary it must be if it could survive the deep abyss intact, he immediately directed the star tower toward it, hoping to pursue this mysterious treasure. Meanwhile, inside the Divine Eye Clan's miniature universe, 5 Chaos Masters' remaining bodies suddenly erupted into wild laughter. First True Master personally appeared before him. 5 Chaos Master respectfully explained everything that had happened. He admitted without hesitation that he had underestimated Luo Feng. After barely escaping the lava ocean, Luo Feng had willingly dragged both of them into the 9th level of the deep abyss. Even First True Master became interested after learning which treasures had survived. According to 5 Chaos Master, almost every treasure had been destroyed. Only the black pendant, the core of the blade sector, the water ripple prison, and the extermination godly armor remained. Among them, the black pendant was especially mysterious. Its value ranked only below a supreme true treasure, making it one of the most precious treasures aboard Universe Boat. Realizing what this meant, First True Master finally made his decision. For treasures of this level, it was worth personally sending Universe Supreme Masters. Very soon, the Divine Eye Clan's 3rd True Master and 6th True Master both departed toward Universe Boat, intending to seize the surviving treasures, including the legendary Silver Wings. Back within the human race, Primal Chaos City leader had repeatedly tried contacting Luo Feng. Only after entering the deep abyss did Luo Feng finally reply. His message contained just one sentence. Teacher, I have dragged 5 Chaos Master into the 9th level of the deep abyss. He deliberately said nothing more. Luo Feng understood that if everyone knew he was still alive, the human race would desperately attempt to rescue him, creating even greater dangers. Since countless Universe Supreme Masters would soon gather to compete for the surviving treasures, involving the human race would only place them in unnecessary danger, sometimes protecting those you care about means allowing them to believe you have already fallen. After receiving the message, Primal Chaos City leader silently stood outside his palace. Although saddened by what appeared to be Luo Feng's sacrifice, he believed this hardship would become another stepping stone in Luo Feng's long path of cultivation. Losing a once-in-a-lifetime treasure was painful, but true experts continued growing through adversity. Even so, one thought remained in his heart. His disciple had managed to drag someone as powerful as 5 Chaos Master into certain death. That achievement alone was extraordinary. Without wasting another moment, Primal Chaos City leader immediately went to meet Huge Axe Creator. After hearing the news, Huge Axe Creator did not hesitate for even a second. The 9th level of the Deep Abyss now contained several incomparable treasures. No matter how dangerous it was, he had to go. And with that, this incredible chapter comes to an end. If you enjoyed following Luo Feng's desperate gamble, don't forget to join us for the next episode as the battle over the legendary treasures hidden within the Deep Abyss is only just beginning.